Now, senators are working towards a bipartisan deal to fund the government and turn the lights back on. NTD's congressional correspondent Melina Wisecup joins us live with updates. Good morning, Melina. Good to have you with us today. We're in a historic government shutdown. The clock keeps ticking. Nothing seems to be changing, but where do negotiations stand now?
Well, some senators, including Republican leadership, is looking at a minibus. That's a bill that carries funding for multiple sections of government funding, like 2 or 3 agencies at a time. In this case specifically, they're looking at funding for the Agriculture Department, the Veterans Affairs Department, and the legislative branch. Now, Senate Leader John Thune said that this mini package should be nearing completion, and he says that will be the vehicle that carries the funding bill to reopen the government. So he's hopeful to get some movement on the Democrat side by, moving forward with this small minibus here. Now, the goal is to convince Democrats that Republicans are actually working to restore regular order when it comes to funding, which allows for open debate and input from both sides in the funding process. Now, that's something that Republicans have said frequently that they're working towards doing. So they're actually trying to show that they're working in good faith to get this done. Now, the whole Democrat leadership has not endorsed this minibus just yet, but Democrats will have a second lunch today, which is rather unusual. They usually meet at least once a week behind closed doors at lunchtime to talk about policy or strategy moving forward. Both parties do this every week. Democrats are having a second lunch, which indicates that things might be moving on the Democrat side now. They're also hashing out details for a final date for a new stopgap funding bill. Some want December, some want this funding to go through January, but considering, Steph, how long this shutdown will last, we don't know at this point. The patch of funding through January seems more likely at this point, but we could know more details about all of this today.
Interesting. So now one Democrat in the House, the only Democrat who broke ranks with his party to pass the Republicans' funding bill in September, is not seeking re-election. What more can you tell us about his decision?
Right. You're talking about Congressman Jared Golden of Maine. Now, he won Trump districts several times, but he announced that he announced in a news outlet called the Bangor Daily News that the increasing incivility, he says, and plain nastiness in American politics, along with his concerns about political violence, were the main reasons for why he doesn't want to run again in 2026. Now, he also noted that both parties have become extreme. Instead of his own party, I'll read you a quote from him. He said, "I fear Democrats are going down the same path. We're allowing the most extreme pugilistic elements of our party to call the shots." He said the ongoing shutdown is another example of how broken Congress is at this point. So these are all of the reasons why he's choosing not to run again in 2026, Steph.
Yeah, and that political violence and fear of it really is widespread. A lot of concern among those lawmakers on the Hill. Thank you so much for this update, NTD congressional correspondent Melina Wisecup.